All right. Hey guys, welcome to Sunday Brunch. I am your host, Caitlin Bird. And if you have not been here before, welcome. I am so glad that you guys are here with us today. Now, what we do here on Sunday Brunch is we actually just sit back, relax, we have a little bit of fun, grab yourself a drink, and we go over the latest dog news that happened during the week. And especially since I am located in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania, that typically ends up being some news related to Pennsylvania, as well as anything else that kind of comes up about dogs. After that, we then usually will take some time to do some training because, of course, a lot of you people here are a lot of my friends are trainers, and a lot of my friends love to train animals, whether it be dogs, cats, birds, horses, betta fish, whatever you name it, right? So we do have a kind of a trainer spotlight trick thing that we tend to do with our animals. And this week, we are currently going to be, I'm going to be asking you guys how your training for the forward weave trick has been going with you and your dogs. So if you guys have been practicing the forward weave trick, let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know where you're coming from. StreamYard has been a little odd recently, and I haven't been able to see everyone's comments. So please, if you are on StreamYard, please give them permission so that I can see your name and that I can see the comments coming in. Now, real quick, before I get too deep into our first article, I'm going to log in into my Facebook account and make sure that I can see comments. Because again, it's a little bit iffy the past couple times. Okay, here we go. Indy liked it. Hello, Priya is getting there. Okay, all right. Where are you guys at? Did you want to, I don't know if I can bring you on or not. Hold up, let me try this. Oh, it's not, you're not showing in my StreamYard comments. Facebook groups, Facebook profiles. I cannot post comments down below to Facebook group and profiles. Not sure why, but but I can definitely call you on my phone, which I have right here. We can call each other, and I can show it to you guys that way. Oh, look, and that's my background. It's Reaver. Go figure, right? No big surprise. Okay. So first thing we're going to be going over is making my screen smaller, my face smaller. Here we go. Zoop. Here we go. And let's move it over here, make it even smaller. There we go. All right, so this article I thought was pretty interesting. It's called In the Spotlight, Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania wants to educate people about service dog fraud. And apparently this is her service dog from CCI, which is Canine Companions for Independence. And Miss Wheelchair for Miss Pennsylvania 2021 is Jessica Gardner. She talks about her relationship with her service dog and winning the recent pageant on Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. So this was just a couple days ago. Congratulations. It's not something she imagined for herself, but Jessica Gardner can now call herself a title winner. The 35-year-old Richland Township woman, along with the help of her service dog Ford, was recently crowned Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania 2021, and she's ready to serve as a role model and advocate for those with disabilities. She says that my goal wasn't to win. I just wanted to have that sisterhood and camaraderie in the experience, but I am thrilled to be in this position. Due to ongoing COVID-19 concerns, the in-person competition was canceled this year, and as a result, the program board of directors chose to crown Gardner, who was the first runner-up and winner of the Miss Congeniality Award from the previous year. But even entering the competition came about after a chance meeting at a grocery store with the brother of the event organizer. She says that she was in line at Walmart and he asked me if he could ask me a question. And typically it's about Ford, which is her service dog, but he asked if I would be interested in doing a pageant for people in wheelchairs, Gardner said. I remember thanking him, but saying, I'm not your pageant type girl. A few months later, Gardner received a phone call from Barb Zabolotny, president of Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania, asking if she'd be interested in participating. She told me that before I made any decisions, to know it's not a pageant. It's more about advocacy and empowering women in wheelchairs. And I thought that that was awesome, she said. I tried every excuse to get out of it, but she refused to take no for an answer. And that's how I got into the program. And she's a saleswoman. I mean, you gotta, right? As Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania, Gardner is using her voice to engage the community and area representatives to continue the conversation about those with disabilities and how they can be better served. She has also been participating in programs via Zoom with people from across the country to discuss topics pertinent to those with disabilities. Gardner, who has CP, cerebral palsy, the platform of stopping service dog fraud through education, advocacy, and working with legislators for stricter penalties for people who abuse the system. And yeah, I mean, this is a huge problem for people with service dogs. She goes on to say, unfortunately, there's a growing epidemic of people who skirt around the system and they put a vest on their dog so they can take it into public places, or they're confused and think emotional support dogs have public access rights, but they don't, she said. That's 100% true. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard me say this over and over and over again. If you have an emotional support animal, you're not allowed out in public. It's still a pet. It hasn't gone through the extensive and intensive training that a service dog goes through. She also says, I also feel business owners are confused and don't know the difference between an emotional support dog, a service dog, and what their roles are. Again, 100% true. 100% true. Gardner said people don't realize when they take untrained dogs into public places, it's extremely detrimental to service dogs. Several people I know have had their service dogs attacked. I know people who have had their service dogs attacked and they've had to retire their dogs because of that. It's a problem. And because of the psychological effects of dogs have to retire, she says. Took the words right out of my mouth. Ford costs around $50,000 to breed, raise, and train. So if he was attacked, that would mean losing my independence and my lifeline because someone wanted to abuse the system. Gardner received Ford in November 2016 from Canine Companions for Independence and said he literally and figuratively opens doors for her. These dogs are trained to interact with all types of people and all types of environments, and they go through 2 years of intensive training, and they have to be the best of the best, she says. If you need a service dog, go through the proper channels because you put everybody at risk. Gardner is going on how to present her platform virtually to reach more people. She says that she's on a mission to educate people. I want to make everyone aware that service dog fraud has repercussions. Gardner is hoping to participate in the Miss Wheelchair America competition that's scheduled for August in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and fundraising to help cover expenses. Zablotny, who was crowned Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania 2018, says Gardner demonstrates dedication, passion, grace, and has the ability to convey her platform effectively. Jessica puts her all into everything she does, she says. For me, to see all of the barriers she has over the barriers I have and still get done what she wants to get done is truly amazing, and I am in awe of her. Zablotny said, Gardner is humble and kind and showcases poise and grace. She's very elegant in how she speaks, but when she speaks on such a controversial topic such as service dog fraud, she does it with class, but you can hear in her voice how passionate she is about it. It's a fine line. Zablotny added that Gardner is an exceptional representative for the program. She goes above and beyond the contract and above and beyond what we expect of her. She's always asking for ways to improve and always open to learning. And that's what the key thing for women in this organization is, to be successful. That's where she really stands out. Gardner serves on the board of the Center for Independent Living in South Central Pennsylvania and is the regional advocacy coordinator for the South Central Pennsylvania chapter of United Spinal Association. So, yeah, that was a nice little blurb. They kind of did the entire story. I didn't see any errors. 10 out of 10. Great article. Love it. Really good. Can't say much more about it. Dave, happened to you? Oh no, tell us more. Not the dog being attacked. Is that what happened? Not the dog attacking you. I hope not. That would be awful. Okay, so that was our first article. We have a second one here. Also, this is, I think, Levittown, PA. Middleton rescuers save dog from groundhog hole. This is something I thought was kind of interesting. I would have totally expected this dog to be a terrier. Looks like he might be a lab mix. I'm not sure. Coco fell about 4 feet, and police, fire, and public works workers had to cut away roots and dig deep to get her. Coco was taken to the vet to be treated after the fall and was back home Friday afternoon. Wait, she fell down a hole, or she fell about 4 feet? How do you fall 4 feet into a groundhog hole? Certainly they're not like straight down. What in the world? I don't even see, like, they're cutting stuff, they're digging up stuff. I don't even see the dog. Like, where is the dog in relation to this? Okay, let's figure this out. Middletown, PA, emergency crews from around the Levittown area came together Friday to help save a dog who had fallen into a groundhog hole and gotten stuck. That's a lot less impressive than a dog that went running down a hole to go get a groundhog. Not that I want them to be doing that. It's terrible, but like, it sounds like something that just happened and was an accident. And I don't know, for some reason I'm vibing with this dog because I don't know. Okay, listen, if you guys haven't met me, right, I am 6 feet tall. I am not short. I know my camera angle is looking down at me, so I might appear shorter, but I'm not. I'm 6 feet tall. Matter of fact, I'm sitting at a standing desk right now because it's the only thing that can give me enough leg room where I'm comfortable at. That being said, I don't know if you guys have this struggle as well, but I find a lot of tall and clumsy people have this issue where life just happens and you end up with a lot of bruises on your legs. And I feel like this is a bruise situation for this dog. I'm kind of vibing with this dog because I'm like, oh shit, how did that happen? Anyways, and then of course, you know, me moving up from Florida, I don't wear nearly as many shorts as I used to down in Florida. But when I did, and I was extremely clumsy, and, you know, being in school and studying around tables, you tend to end up with a lot of bruises on your legs. And then you wear shorts because it's hot and it's Florida, and people are like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes. I'm not being abused, I promise. I know this has, I don't know how I connect the dots here. I know it's a little weird, but, you know, we'll work with that. We'll work with it. It's cool. It's fine. Okay. So crews were called shortly before 11 a.m. Have you guys had issues, by the way, with random bruises everywhere? But you know, like you hit something but just never remembered it? Crews were called shortly before 11 a.m. on Friday to the Lakeview Estates neighborhoods in North Middletown. There, they learned that Coco had been outside when she ran into the groundhog hole, fell about 4 feet, and got stuck. So wait. She did run into it, or she ran over it? What do you think this dog did? Okay, by this dog's face, do you think that ran into the hole or fell? I don't know. I mean, his head's dirty. Maybe the dog did run into the hole. When she ran into the groundhog hole, fell about 4 feet and got stuck. It sounds like she ran into it. Like she didn't just, they said, hey, the dog fell. Coco fell about 4 feet. But she had to run into it at first. Okay, that's what I'm assuming happened. I don't know anything about groundhog holes, by the way. We're going to have to look this up, like how they're shaped afterwards. Let's see. The team that responded included members of Langhorne Middleton Fire Company, Middleton Township Police, Bucks County Public Works, and Middleton Fire and Emergency Management. To get Coco, they had to dig holes around the stuck pup, as well as cut thick roots out of the way to get her. After about 45 minutes of work, Coco was freed. She was taken to the vet to be treated for her injuries, and by Friday afternoon, she was home resting and recovering. Okay, so hold up. Let's look this up. Groundhog, system? Tunnel system. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Groundhog tunnel system. Oh, there's a whole diagram. Turnaround chamber. Is this a groundhog or woodchuck? What are you? That's a groundhog. Okay. Groundhogs live in places with open fields. So, okay. So there's a plunge hole. So you can fall into one. There's a main entrance, which you can, I guess, burrow into it. There's a waste chamber. There's a nursery chamber. There's a turnaround chamber. And above is a sleeping chamber. So there's a mom room and a baby room. So I don't know. You think she fell down this way? I would think she would be able to literally turn around and go back. But she must have gone down the plunge hole. It sounds so funny. The dog got caught down a groundhog plunge hole. Oh my God. Okay, Dave says not actually attacked, but a guy with a border collie on a retractable lead, probably about 15 feet, allowed his dog to charge my dog in a local store. His dog had been anxious about dogs he meets in stores ever since. Yeah, that would ruin it. Absolutely. Sorry to hear about that, Dave. But also, a dog in a store on a retractable lead. Oh my God. You'd think the floor would be too slippery and he would be able to easily pull the dog away, but also shouldn't be in there in the first place. Okay. And then probably investigating got stuck. Yeah, I mean, I would think. They said he fell. It sounds like it happened pretty quick. All right. Well, that's interesting. We learned a little bit about groundhog cave systems. Oh, and here's another one. Winter and summer. Different animals are hiding in, I guess. Oh, they actually cover their droppings, their potty area with like a cat. Like they cover it with dirt. That's funny. Baby groundhogs are bored in a nursery room. Turtles may prowl the burrow looking for earthworms and other small creatures to eat. Oh, that's so cool. It's like a whole how do they fit in the ecosystem? That's cool. Skunks and other animals may stop by for a snooze or spend all winter. Wow. The groundhogs don't just keep them out. Garter snakes hibernate in a squiggly clump in a side room. A squiggly clump. That's some interesting verbiage there. Oh, look, here's a real one. No, wait, these look like moles. Okay, yeah, these are moles. Never mind. Definitely moles. Anyways, that was cool. So this leaves us. Dave, where are you with the forward weave? You said you've been having last week you were saying something about it was difficult doing the forward weave. Let me know, because I'm going to jump to Reddit. So we've got a couple subreddits here. We have Interesting as Fuck, Nature is Fucking Lit, and hashtag awe. Now, if you haven't been here before, and if you are not familiar with Reddit, go to a different room, put on headphones, put the kids away, because this is your one and only warning about everybody can post on Reddit, which is why some of these subreddits have the F word in them. So without further ado, I think, let's see, interesting, nature, or cute and cuddly. All right. I think last couple times people were voting nature. So we're going to change it up. And I know we've done both of these like consistently every single week. So I'm going to mix it up and do subreddit. There's a Discord server too. Medical professional trying to deal with a non-masker. It's a beagle. It's a beagle puppy. I wish there was sound to this. This is, by the way, this is definitely a Reaver. He doesn't like, I guess he's not this bad. And it's not just with the mask, but he will be like in your face and he will smudge his face into your face. He will put his chin on your nose and stare at you. He will put his paws on your face and almost scratch your eyeball out. And I'm just, it's a little much, but he is a puppy. And it's just super cute. It's just super cute. I don't know where Reaver is. Love to show you. Hold up. Oh wait, I think I need to make myself bigger real quick. Hold up. Here we go. You can see. There he is. Passed out. So we went on a big adventure this morning. We went to the park. And of course, if you're not following us on Instagram, right there, over there, no, wait, there, here, in this space. In this space should be Reaver's handle. So go follow Reaver. We post on there every single day. And he's just the cutest little pain in the butt. And he's perfect, though. I call him pain in the butt, but all puppies are a pain in the butt. Like, let's just get that out there. All puppies are a pain in the butt. But I can't believe how smart he is. Last night, I was just messing around with him. And he's starting to catch on to the different names of people and of toys. And I can't believe how quickly he's picking up on it. He knows probably about 4 or 5 names of toys, and we're still building on that. So, you know, he has like a squishy orange, and I'll say, go get your orange, or go get your bone, or go get your ball, or go get your puppy, which is his stuffed puppy that he humps several times a day. And it's pretty interesting. What else do we have here, Dave? So actually the last few days have been working on Sit Pretty with Diesel. Figured out if I let him balance on my leg with his front feet, he can do it. I have almost reached the point where he doesn't need to use me to balance. Okay, yeah. And it's funny, that's actually part of the core exercises that I'm doing, core and back end exercises I've been doing with Reaver. And he tries to use his front paws, and I let that go for about a day, and then he started doing it too much, and I said, okay, listen, we need to like not do this. So I haven't been letting him use his front paws, but my trainer who was teaching me more about building those muscles, she says what you can do is just have them hop up a little bit by themselves, like little micro hops, and that can help build it up too until they can start doing it on their own. So that's another way to do it, and it actually builds their muscles rather than just having placing the paws on you. It might get them in the right position, but it's not going to be building those muscles quite as well or strongly as that hop behavior is. Does that make sense? Okay. What's their job, Dave? Naming stuff? Okay. So let me shrink by, oh, nope, I'm just going to move. I'm just going to move around. Shrink. Oh, kissing them in the face is their job? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess love is a puppy's job. Ooh, little buddy picking his own outfit for the day. Oh my God. That's an adult dog, isn't it? Reaver has one of these bow ties. I'm sorry, these ties. Oh, and glasses. Jesus Christ. That's cute. Aww. He's saying cheese. Oh, that would be a great trick. Like say cheese and they like show their teeth and smile. Oh my gosh. That is hysterical. And I don't know if you're catching this, but in the very beginning, his tongue was just sticking out. Wait. I'm going to rewind this. Wait, right there. There's a tongue. It's just sticking out right there. Oh, it's just sticking out. Okay, that's disgustingly cute. That's really disgustingly cute. Oh, by the way, and I'm pretty sure you can get every single one of these things from Amazon. I haven't seen those shirts particularly, but the glasses and the little tie, which I want to buy more of those for Reaver. He has a little, I think, blue and gold one, blue and gold stripe. Very cute. Very cute. All right. What do we got here? Oh, this is all. I was expecting more animals, but what is like the top two? The top two are animals. That's acceptable. A little boy with CP was having difficulty walking because his muscles began to stiffen. Instead of running ahead, his friends stopped to help. Oh, that's sweet. Aww. That's great. Halloween. Someone's using their dog as a prank spider. That's hysterical. Wait. Oh, it's better with music. No, don't buffer. All right, those screams are worth waiting to rebuffer. Let me go plug in my internet cable real quick, guys. Hang tight. I will be right back. And we're going to have some better internet connection here in just a minute. Hey, puppy. What's going on? Hi. All right. Here we are. Hello. Let's see. That's fantastic. Spider webs. I think it's hysterical how he came up and around and then went on the stairs. I need to watch this again. That looks like a different dog. Oh my God. Eating his owner. Oh my God. That is fantastic. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, it's fantastic. By the way, did your dogs dress up for Halloween this year? Priya heard you talking and stole my iPhone, took you outside to her work area. Aw, Priya, I love you too. Miss you. David says, if I hold the food too high, he will come up and spin. Right. So it needs to be glued onto their nose like it's a magnet. Right. And you might have to use continuous reinforcement at first because you're building a new behavior. And remember, whenever we're building a new behavior, we need to have continuous reinforcement to make sure it's really easy for the animal to understand. So I would keep it on the dog's nose, and you do your pezzing dispensing and go pez, 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 pez as you're leaning the head back. And then you can start to pez as you're starting to get the dog up. Or you can use and this is something my trainer told me to do, which I wasn't doing because I'm feeding him kibble as his main training food. You can also, what makes it super easy is get a longer crunchy or a longer treat where they can eat off bits and pieces as you're practicing. That makes it even easier than having to pez. So I bet you if you did that, you would get that little bit of a bounce. You would build that muscle a little bit faster, and you're going to have to watch out and make sure his hips are aligned on the carpet really, really well and really forward, rather than having hips to the side or he's sitting on his side, because you can't build up those back, leg, and ab muscles without doing that. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Anything else? Let me know. And there's probably a way to do it. Oh, Heather Kennedy, hello. How are you? Somebody else says, I wish beagles weren't so nose hot all the time. They're fantastic dogs. Well, I mean, that's what they were bred for, right? Absolutely. Welcome. Nice to see you guys here. Okay. Yeah, that is a good idea, isn't it, Dave? There's always a way. And that's what gets me every time when people say, oh, positive reinforcement didn't work for my dog. And I'm like, well, then you weren't using positive reinforcement, or you didn't change your strategy to make it work for your dog. Priya's working on Sit Pretty too. Awesome. Well, and I could probably, once Reaver isn't able to do it all the way up yet. So I think once we're able to do that, we could definitely get it into a Sit Pretty, 100%. Okay, what do we got here? Mario and Wario. I found out my goddaughter was going as Sonic for Halloween, but she was sad she couldn't go anywhere. So I made an Eggman costume and drove her to her house for a mini party. What's an Eggman? Is that supposed to be Eggman? I thought that was Wario. Wait, who is Eggman? Eggman? Okay, let's look this up. Eggman costume. I thought that was... Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh, why did I think this guy was Wario? This is like the new version of kind of like Wario, right? Because Wario's like shorter. See, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. How do you spell Wario? Oh no, Wario costume. Is that how you spell it? Wario? Darn it. I don't know. I don't follow. I don't do much of. Oh no, it says Warrior. Okay. Wario. Maybe it's one R. Wario. Okay, it is one R. It's one R. Wario costume. See, okay, so that's Wario. I guess that's Eggman. I am not up to date on anything with this. Like, I don't. Clearly, but that's cute. Regardless, I get it. It's cute. Love it. What did you guys do for Halloween? Anything fun? Or you don't know what reinforces your dog? Yep. And there's so many other things, right? Because in order to be a good positive reinforcement trainer without having to resort to any other methods that are aversive, like you have to get creative. The power is on you to make sure that your dog is well trained, humanely, happily, without having to hurt them physically or mentally, right? Yeah, you can still wish about the beagles. I know, right? Well, and you know what? I don't know. I, there's the right dog and the right breed out there for everybody because I mean, not all beagles are going to be have great sense of smell, right? And I'm sure there is another, I guess, version of a dog, another breed of a dog out there that might have a similar personality to a beagle, but that isn't like crazy driven with its nose or have high prey drive, that kind of stuff. Maybe it'll just take you some finagling and finesse in order to figure it out. Like with Reaver, for 2 years before I even discovered coolies, I wanted a border collie, like hard on. I wanted a border collie. That was it. You could do so many amazing, cool things. And then I started learning about coolies because the thing about a border collie that worried me personally is that, well, number one, we live in a townhome. We don't have a humongous house. We don't have acres of land. So one of the things that worried me personally about a border collie was like, okay, well, if they're always like going, like I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot of my time to this dog. Now, that being said, I already sacrificed a lot of time for my dogs, right? It's my job. It's my full-time job. It's my profession. It's my business. It's what I love and what I do. So I was like, okay, maybe I can do that. But it still kind of worried me in the back of my head. And then I started learning about Australian coolies. They're also known as German coolies, but they're not from Germany. They're from Australia. So I've commandeered the name Australian coolie. And someone described them to me as a border collie with an off switch. And then it just clicked for me. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. Now, as Reaver gets older, he does have an off switch, but he's also sleeping less, as puppies do when they grow up. They start to sleep less. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. Like, I think he is very go, but he's also Kelly, how Janine has described them, which Janine is our breeder for the puppies. Janine has described them as thinkers. And when she said that, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like a dog that thinks. Like, I don't understand what you mean, a thinking dog. And now that I've had him, it's become really apparent where, and I think Janine gave this information too, where she was like, well, a lot of border collies that are really high drive, they just want to go. They just want to do it. And if they do something and they do it not quite the right way you want them to, they're not going to understand that. And they're just going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it unless you take the time to backtrack and reteach each and every step from the beginning, right? So that takes a lot of time to do if the dog picks up on something the wrong way. You need to backtrack in your playing train and rebuild that behavior, right? So one of the things that I noticed about him is that if we're working on maybe a new trick or a new behavior, and we do like a 3-minute training session, right? And we're doing our shaping or our luring or whatever it is that we're doing, right? And then we take a 5-minute break, and when we come back to it, he's like, boom, I got it. What? So that's what I think our breeder meant by they're a thinking dog, because if there's something that, they need to be a little bit more finessed on, they can oftentimes just kind of pick it up and come back to it and be like, okay, ready for the next one. What do we do next? And that's something I have been absolutely floored by, especially with this particular dog. It's ridiculous. Okay, what do we do for Halloween? He gave out lots of candy and popcorn, was so happy. That's awesome. Heather, I didn't do anything, just stayed in. Everyone in the know says a poodle would fit for me. I love their versatility, but I feel like they're such a generic choice and I don't love grooming. Well, and if you don't like grooming, get a poodle. Don't get a doodle, okay? If you're thinking about, I know a lot of people they want to go the doodle route, like a Labradoodle or a golden doodle. Their hair is worse than a standard poodle. I would rather have a standard poodle because you can at least shave them, right? And some groomers actually charge more to groom a doodle than a poodle. 100%. Took my girls trick-or-treating. That's awesome. Love it. Kelly, might have off switches. We have a postage stamp yard till a year ago. Yeah, and that's when it just all went to dirt. Priya knows work is chill time. Fantastic. Home is more active. Outside agility, yard is work time. That's awesome. Good, good, good. Yeah, because they're able to discriminate that. And it's funny, I've also noticed with Reaver, we've been doing some healing exercises in parking lots. And like he knows when it's time to do healing. He stands out quite a bit with the healing exercises. So I've been changing a lot of my training. And one part of that is standing next to my car, and we go around and do corners around the car, and then we'll like turn so that he's facing outwards, and I'll be luring and I'm fading out that lure so that he stays straight for that heel as we're like coming back. And then we'll re-straighten and go around the car to keep him straight that way as well. So that's been working out pretty well. We did 3-minute training sessions. Fantastic. And again, he like picks up on stuff like that. So again, not complaining over here. And Dave did nothing. Hey, me too. I watched my boyfriend stand at the end of the driveway trying to scare kids. I mean, I don't think he was trying to scare kids, but I think he was because it was dark and it was Halloween. He was dressed in his Border Reaver outfit. So if you guys don't know what Border Reavers are, it's actually what I named Reaver after. They were like Scottish pillagers, vagabonds, non-do-gooders. They just caused a lot of havoc and reaved. Yes, hallways are perfect as well. Any surface that you can kind of sandwich your dog in between, you and that surface, works fantastic. I've also used some of the edges of this room for that practice as well, Kelly. Okay, we have been chatting here for a little bit. Oh, I don't know who you are. I'd never get a doodle unless it were a rescue. My beagle mix is essentially a doodle. She was a shelter. Your beagle mix is a doodle? What does that even mean? Can somebody explain? What does that mean? Oh, yeah, she was a shelter puppy. And you know what? In our area here in Pennsylvania, there was, I think 1 or 2 years back, there was a case of someone who was hoarding a lot of dogs. And I think primarily there was a bunch of beagles. And I've gotten like 3 of those people who adopted those beagles into my services. And this is over the past couple of years. So it's amazing. But there were like 82 beagles that were surrendered, which is absolutely insane. All right, we've been staring at this one for a while. What's helped me make my Halloween costume a bit realistic. That is really cute. I have to say, like, if you're going to be an owner of rats, like, embrace it, and that's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love that. And there's a little rat cage right over there. Rats are pretty cool, though. I mean, when they dig on your skin, it's kind of annoying, but rats are pretty cool. I love that. That's super cute. Unfortunately, she probably would never take her rats out other than just to do the picture here, but that's cute. I love that. And, I really missed out on Halloween. I should have been more creative this year because I was looking at a lot of other pictures of people been doing with their animals. I just couldn't think of anything in time. I was like, yeah, I don't know, puppy, whatever. My friend's doggo gives the goodest high fives. That's really cute. That's really cute. Oh, that's cute. Good boy. Give me a kiss. Right next to you. He's okay. Aww. Step up. Hi. If you guys are wondering, I do speak bird. Worked with them for years, so I can pretty much untranslate anything they're saying. Teenager to senior citizen. Ollie turns 84 dog years old today. Wow, that is a... You sure that's the same dog? Really? Wow. Maybe it's hard to tell because the head's up, but like the facial structure even looks different. What a good boy. What a good boy. She's a cockapoo beagle. Oh, that's interesting. Short-coated cockapoo beagle. I don't know. Interesting. Dave says, well, actually, we did a couple short whistle exercises with the kids. You mean the dogs or like with kids? Wait, what? Parrots are cool. Yeah, they are. They are. My son wanted to be Ash for Halloween, so naturally his baby sister was Pikachu. Aww, very cute. Probably seen that one a million times. My kids wanted to be a cup of mac and cheese for Halloween. Those are some pretty good parenting skills. Grabbed a bucket. Look, this is all from the dollar store too. Get a printer from work, dollar store stuff, cut it up, string it together, ta-da. Oh, and you can't forget the yellow shirt. Cannot forget the yellow shirt. Oreo as 2020's most fitting meme. This is fine. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I feel like this year has been really killer for a lot of Halloween costumes. Understandably, since everybody's indoors, more time on their hands. My grandbaby this evening, Prince. Very nice. Very nice. This dog under a cherry blossom tree. All right. My father and I 30 years ago, and then today, my son and myself. Wow. I wonder how long it took them to find glasses that were remotely close to his father's. Wow. My 3-year-old nephew as a cowboy only did trick or treat at my house, but still dressed up. Cute. Why is everybody with CP on here? We've done 3 stories of people who have CP today. That is, what are the chances of that? So he's doing some skateboarding. Huh. Oh, cute. That's not a cup holder, guys. That is a kitten holder, by the way. FYI, from now on, as winter approaches, you must remember when spring comes that this is a kitten holder, not a cup holder. And bring all your kittens to the yard and put them in their little holders. Okay, so I think we've kind of exhausted all the all cuteness. Oh. Okay, that's pretty fun. I like that. Get the little beard. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so now we have interesting as fuck or nature is fucking lit. And again, if you're new here on the side of the channel, you know what? This is Reddit. Gave you your warning earlier. If you're late to the party, well, welcome. Put your earphones in, get out of the room with the kids, or turn it off. Those are your options. All right. Kids equal dogs. Yeah, I know, right? I remember fids. Have you ever called your dog or any animal your fid? In the bird world, it's feathered kid, and in the dog world, it's fur kid. So she's awesome. Okay, what is this? The Tamascan breed that like a wolf, but with 0 wolf blood. It is happy and friendly pet. No terriers were eaten in the making of this post. I don't know. They go by something else. What is the name that they go by? Northern Inuit dog. See, that one doesn't look like a wolf. It looks closer to a husky, whereas this one looks completely different and like a wolf. Does anybody else find this one like not a legit photo of that particular breed? I don't know. And he's also super skinny, like he would be a wolf. And that dog is super scared. And that dog looks like he's going to eat him. How do you know? This looks like it's a bit of photo that's been copy and pasted a million times. Like, Freud, Captain America, Vandeville, something. Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell the difference that that's not a wolf. That, however, is questionable. I don't know, guys. What do you think? What are your inputs on this particular photo claiming to be a Damascus? Okay, but is this like what kind of wolf is this? Because there's also so many species of wolves that we're talking about. Like, I can tell by that facial structure with that big white mask, that's clearly a dog. I mean, come on. Now, this one is definitely much more slender and not quite as poofy, I think, as some of these dogs here are. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? You want one of these guys? Okay. All right. Hiroshima before when it got wiped off the map and less than a single lifetime after. Well, I don't know too much about the history, but I know, I mean, there's still got to be radioactive fallout, right? Right? Hiroshima. Let's see here. I wanted to search Google. Search. There we go. What about, here we go, radiation today. That's the same as the average amount of natural radiation present anywhere on Earth. It is not enough to affect human health. There was a slight increase of leukemia in the Nagasaki region, but no additional incidents of cancers anywhere in and around Hiroshima. Gizmodo.com? I've never heard of Gizmodo. Hello. Why can people live in Hiroshima and Nagasaki now, but not Chernobyl? Hey, my question exactly. On August 6, 1945, U.S. airmen dropped the nuclear bombs Little Boy and Fat Man on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On April 26, 1986, the number 4 reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the Ukraine exploded. I also would think it might have something to do with water, one being an island and a small, maybe smaller area. I don't know. I don't know like the area of explosion that the two were. Let's see. Today, over 1.6 million people live and seem to be thriving in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, yet Chernobyl exclusion zone, a 30 square kilometer area surrounding the plant, remains relatively uninhabited. Here's why. All right, let's learn. Hey, how big is it? It's not too bad. Well, okay, now it's all right. It's not too bad. Let's see. A little boy was a uranium-fueled bomb about 10 feet long, just over 2 feet across. It held 140 pounds of uranium and weighed nearly 10,000 pounds. When he exploded as planned, nearly 2,000 feet above Hiroshima, about 2 pounds of uranium underwent nuclear fission and has released nearly 16 kilotons of explosive force. Since Hiroshima was on a plane, the little boy caused immense damage. Estimates vary, but believed about so many people were killed. Squatting Around Fat Man, also named for its resemblance to Caspar Gutman from the Maltese Falcon, was dropped 3 days later on the city of Nagasaki. About 2 pounds of Fat Man. Because the bomb exploded in a valley, much of the city was protected from the blast. Nonetheless, it was estimated that between so many people died and another were injured. No data on subsequent cancer deaths attributable to radiation exposure from the bomb is readily available. And then here on Chernobyl, so I'm not seeing like any, I don't know what's the difference so far. Chernobyl was, the design was significantly flawed. Engineers wanted to run a test on how long electrical turbines powered by the reactor would continue operating when the reactor was no longer producing power. To get the experiment to work, they had to disable many of the reactor safety systems. This included turning off most automatic safety controls and removing ever more control rods, which absorb neutrons and limit the reaction. In fact, by the end of the test, only 6 of the reactor's 205 control rods remained in the fuel. As they ran the experiment, less cooling water entered the reactor and what was able to be entered into steam. To counteract this, the operators tried to reinsert the remaining control rods. Sadly, the rods also had a design flaw: graphite tips. When nearly 200 graphite tips were inserted into the fuel, reactivity increased and the whole thing blew up. It is estimated that about 7 to 10 tons of nuclear fuel was released and 28 people died directly as a result of the explosion. It is further estimated that over 90,000 square miles of land was seriously contaminated, with the worst effects being felt in Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. However, radiation quickly spread to the wind and affected wide swaths of the northern hemisphere in Europe, including England, Scotland, and Wales. Okay, so it seems to be part of that is because I mean, the amount of land that it's over, it's not able to be dissipated through water. It seems like that might be part of it. Hard data on the number of people who died as a result of the reactive release are difficult to find. It is known that around 100 people exposed to super high radiation levels immediately after the incident, 47 are now deceased. Additionally, it has been reported that thyroid disease skyrocketed in those countries closest to Chernobyl by 2005. 7,000 cases of thyroid cancer were recorded in Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. I did know that. Most experts agree that the area of the 30-kilometer Chernobyl exclusion zone are terribly contaminated with radioactive isotopes like cesium-137, strontium-90, and iodine-131, and therefore unsafe for human habitation. Yet neither Nagasaki or Hiroshima suffered these conditions. This difference is attributed to 3 factors. Oh, this is what I want to know. Okay. 1, Chernobyl reactor had a lot more nuclear fuel. 2, that was much more efficiently used in reactions. And 3, the whole mess exploded at ground level. Consider the amount, the reaction efficiency, and the location. Both Fat Man and Little Boy were detonated in midair. Oh, I didn't know that. Hundreds of feet above the Earth's surface. As a result, the reactive debris was taken aloft and dispersed by the mushroom cloud rather than being drilled into the Earth. On the other hand, when reactor number 4 melted down at ground level, the soil underwent neutron activation, where the already active neutrons in the burning fuel reacted with the soil, causing it to become radioactive. That's interesting. Okay, so part of that too was the debris dispersing it. And of course, if it's being dispersed and you're on a freaking island, you're going to have the ocean there as well. I'm sure it's part of it. I'm sure it's not all of it. And so one was above ground level, one was below ground level. Yet the one below ground level also went up into the air and started to move. And of course, the sheer amount was more. that kind of explains it as well. Okay, well, we learned something today. And also, Tamaskins. Oh, Dave has some input. Let me see here. I think there was a radiation burst with the bombs, but the radioactive material was used up during the fission, so not long-lasting radio effect. With Chernobyl, the radioactive material is still there, which causes the problem. Right, but like, why does that? We're trying to answer the question of why does that, like, stick around more? Which it was bigger, location of explosion. There you go. We're close. There you go. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, here we go. Drained hospital blood bag looks like a beautiful mountainscape. Ew. It kind of looks like it's a reflection almost too, because as you get more toward the top, it's like, does it have a, no, it just ends right there. I was going to say, is it a peak down here too? Because you know kind of how the water distorts the view sometimes, depending if the water's moving or not. That is, I mean, okay, it's not close to a mirror image at all, but it's convincing enough because this is going in one direction, that's going another direction, and it's kind of following a similar pattern. That's very interesting. A size comparison between Titanic and the normal modern day cruise ship. Jesus. Facebook user, my friend had a half wolf, half husky. It kind of looks like that. They have used wolf dogs in some lines as well. There's a lot of drama in that breed. Okay, hold up. Whoa. Who's saying drama? They are a wild animal. Okay. So real quick, if you guys don't already know, any dog can be a service dog except wolf dogs. Any dog mixed with a wolf is not allowed to be a service dog. Why? Because it is considered an undomesticated animal. It is considered a wild animal, which is also probably the reason why Pennsylvania does not allow you to own a wolf dog. And the drama part, first off, they're not, wild animals are not bred to work with humans. They're not. And they have a critical role to play in the wild that they have evolved for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years to do. So when someone comes up to me and say that, a wild animal has drama, it's not made to work with you. Like, end of story. Wild animals you have to motivate them in a very positive way to make them be happy to work with you. Drama in Tamaskins, not wolf dogs. Okay. Still, same argument does apply. Not so much that it wasn't evolved to work with you. And then, of course, drama is Dave, you probably can articulate well on this too. It's a construct, right? So when we're looking at it from a behavioral analysis standpoint, constructs are very vague. And what is an example of a construct? Well, a construct is any word that is used to group a bunch of behaviors together or used to describe a behavioral concept, right? So for example, when you say that, I think, I love my spouse, or I love my boyfriend, or I love my dog, right? What does that mean? What does love mean? Love is a construct, okay? And love is a construct because depending who you ask, it means something different to each person, So when we are trying to understand how an animal acts, or we're trying to communicate that a dog is stubborn, or a dog is dramatic, or a dog is a thinker, right? We were talking about thinkers and coolies earlier today, and I had no idea what that meant. I'm like, what do you mean a dog is a thinker? Like, that does not operationalize anything for me, right? I don't understand. So it's really, really important when we're describing these breeds or when we're working with an animal that we operationalize what this construct means. So I might say, love is when you show affection towards somebody, you cuddle at least 20% of the time, you go out of your way to do stuff for them, you cook meals, you do this, you do that, you do the other things. Whereas you might describe love as a different way. Maybe it includes some of those aspects, but you might add on some things or take some things away, depending on how you see love, right? So Facebook user, I sounded almost British there. Facebook user, Drama and Tasmakins. What do you mean? Operationalize that behavior for me. Operationalize that word. Are they like, do they tend to be more mouthy? Are they more vocal? In what situations are they vocal in? Give us an example. Like, operationalize and define what drama means. I could say there's a lot of fighting, arguing, and hate among Tamascan breeders, but that gets wordy. Well, I mean, among breeders, right? Let's go back to the breed. Like, and even then, we're looking at the word fighting. Okay, what does fighting mean to you, right? Fighting to one person, like I get this all the time with my reactivity clients. So if I have a dog that's reactive, right, I have to operationalize that word too. When I say reactive, somebody else might think it's aggressive. Well, I'm like, okay, so when I say reactive, I mean a dog that pulls, lunges, barks at the end of a leash during a walk whenever they see a person or a human or a squirrel or whatever, right? Whenever they see something, that's what they're doing. That's what I define reactive as, whereas you might describe that as aggressive. Okay, well then I think aggressive means your dog has a bite history. Right? So you can see how there can be a lot of lack of clarity when we are discussing these words and these terms. So I make sure that before I am problem solving or I'm working or training with any animal, that I define what my construct means before I actually use it. Because when we start using these constructs and we don't define it first, that's where the confusion starts. And that's where we actually do disservice by our animals, because we're not communicating clearly and we can't, work with our animals as effectively as we could be, right? Okay, so you're talking about the breeders. Okay, well, people are... You get it everywhere, it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, coin sorter tray. Cool. All right. I'll put some Cheerios with my money. That's cool. I'll take that. The process of making a aluminum radiator. Oh, man. Was this video slowed down? I feel like it should be doing this faster, but I bet you it depends on the material. What's underneath it though? Is it like shaving it? It looks like it's shaving it. Oh man, that's pretty cool. And then it restarts. Huh, that's pretty cool. The dust from my father's truck taken from a light aircraft in the Australian outback. Wow, it goes all the way back there. That's pretty cool. A Serbian soldier sleeps with his father who came to visit him on the front lines near Belgrade circa 1914 to 15 and recolored. They had tarps back then? Man, high tech. Tarps are still great today, man. I gotta tell you. Oh, that's cool. A Chinese bronze sword with turquoise studded, gold inlaid, rock crystal hilt. Warring States period, 4th to 2nd century BC. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Abraham Lincoln before and after the American Civil War. It's before and after a lot of things, TBH. A massive black wolf looking very sinister. They are melanistic color variety of the gray wolf. All right, well, kiwis are cool. And the eggs are cooler. A robo frog. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Hold up. It's a child's toy, apparently. I'm not seeing what they were specifically talking about. Maybe if I threw in technology. I don't know what I'm looking at. Half of these images, I'm like, what's going on? What is this frog doing? What is that frog doing? I don't know what's going on here. All right, well, I don't think that's a real robo frog. Oh, I lost my side. Wait a minute. Let's roll. Hold up. There it is. I wonder what the comments have to say about it. I'm a little disappointed in the name. You missed the chance to name it Frogot? Frogot? Or Ribbot. I like Ribbot. Rib frog, Frogatrib, Robo Frogo, Frogo Robo, Ribbidog, Frogbot. Ooh, I like Frogbot. Frogbot's good. He forgot. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, that was fun. All right. Well, it's been great chatting with you guys. Oh, hold up. Questions here. Dave, thoughts on the gray wolf being taken off the endangered species list? I am not a gray wolf expert. Wild mammals, especially native to North America, I probably pay the least attention to. And I know that's probably terrible because I live in North America. But I've just never found a huge interest in those mammal species. Now, on the other hand, my boyfriend is both a wildlife photographer and an avid hunter. He loves the elk, the deer, the bears, like all the charismatic species from North America. I don't think he really pays much attention to the status of a lot of the species. I mean, I would have to look into that a little bit more about the gray wolves. I think I might have heard something about it several months back, though. I'm trying to think. I mean, normally when there is a kerfluffle about an animal being taken off of the endangered species list, it's because of the population. Is that what you're getting at? Is there something up with the population where it's like it's kind of on the verge, like it's good, but it's not like perfect? Is that what you're getting at, Dave? I'm not really sure. Okay, let me make my face big again. Whoop. There we are. Here we go. Well, I hope you guys had a fantastic Halloween. I hope you guys are gearing up for Thanksgiving, which is coming up. I also want to let you guys know that there is going to be another service dog prep workshop coming up on November 16th. I'm so unprepared for it. There's so much stuff I still have to do. But if you or a loved one are looking or considering a service dog, or if you currently have a service dog, I'm actually going to be adding in a lot more to this particular workshop. And it's going to be a lot of hands-on things like eye contact games. We're going to be talking about healing. Really the big meat and potatoes that a lot of people have questions about, I will be adding into this workshop, as well as some recipes for you guys to be working on as well. And that being said, he's just readjusting himself. Do you guys see him? No, there he is. He's getting huge, guys. He's over 20 pounds now, but he's still really small. Like when I see other dogs that are puppies, I'm like, you're still really small. Like, are you gonna grow? I don't know. But I'm also looking at. We were at the park the other day, and there was a soccer game going on, and someone had, I believe, a Mastiff puppy and a Lab puppy, and they were both at least 5 or 6 months of age. And he just turned. Will be turning 4 months on Tuesday. So I'm like, you're still small. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for following and seeing me. Don't forget to keep updated on Reaver on Instagram. We post there every single day. And of course, the Service Dog Prep free workshop will be going on November 16th. If you are interested in learning more about that, feel free to send me a message and I'll send you a link to the group. That's the only way that you can be joining the workshop. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you next week for Sunday brunch at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys. Have a great one. Bye.